Hey y'all, it's me Slay by Jordan, and the company I'll be working with today is ISEE Hair. You can find them on Instagram at ISEE Hair Beauty. They sent me over a Mongolian Kinky curly, 180% density, 13 by 6 lace front wig in 26 inches. The lace is medium brown. Inside the packaging, you do receive lashes. You also receive an edge slayer brush, and you also receive their pamphlet. The wig comes inside a plastic bag, and the wig features 4 combs in the inside, an adjustable strap in the back, and like I said before, it is a 13 by 6 medium brown lace. Most of your 6-inch parting space is in the middle, and the size is about 2 inches, so you aren't able to do super deep side parts, but you can still accomplish a side part. And right now I'm just showing you the curl pattern before I co-wash the hair and bleach the knots and pluck the hairline. And also the hairline did come a little pre-plucked. So now let's get straight into this detailed wigging style. I'm going to be super detailed. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. This is my sister Aaliyah, so let's just get straight into it. Right now, I'm moisturizing her hair. You want to moisturize your client's hair before you do any type of installation because you still want the hair to be moisturized and grow up underneath our installs. With each braid pattern I do, I always part the middle out first because just in case they want to wear their hair in the middle, I want that middle part to be flat. So once I part the middle out, I take that part straight down and then I just start braiding the hair straight back. But that first braid will go straight back and also down across the nape in the back. That way, when it's time for me to sew the cap and sew the wig down, I'm not just sewing it to a bunch of little strands of hair, I'm actually sewing it to a braid. As you can see, my braids are a little ratchet, but as long as they're flat, that's all that matters. Now I'm going to take our freeze spray and our comb and our blow dryer, and we're just going to mold back our client's edges so they don't get in the way of the cap molding process and the lace adhering process. You want to make sure all these hairs are out the way because you don't want to get any glue on the hair, and you just don't want to get it in your way. So once we got those slicked back, you definitely want to moisturize the scalp with either a grease or oil or whatever, honey. Just put something on the scalp because wigs are itchy and you want your scalp to be moisturized after you take this off. And to be honest, most of my clients suffer from scalp issues because the only time they scalp gets clean and, moisturizes when they come to me because my clients really don't take care of their hair at home. So I definitely try to make sure I moisturize the scalp while they're at their appointment because I know if I don't do it, they won't do it. So moisturize your client's scalp. So now it's time for our ball cap process. Try to find a cap that's closest to your client's skin tone or your skin tone so you don't have to use as many products on your hair because the less products, the more longer your wig will last. But me personally, I just use nude caps or this light beige color, whatever it is. I use that on every skin tone and I just tint it with the makeup to match whatever skin tone they are. So once I put my cap on, you want to make sure it covers the eyebrows and the eyes. Do not cover the nose. We aren't trying to kill anybody. Just cover the eyes. You want to make sure that cap is stretched out as far as possible. That way it can just lay as flat as it's supposed to. I like to sew my caps down just so they don't move underneath the wigs and all that extra stuff. So now I'm cutting out holes around the ears so it can lay flat around the ears so we can fully secure it across the entire hairline. Once you cut those holes out, you're going to take your blasting freeze spray and you're going to spray along their hairline to secure the cap. When you're doing this process, you don't want to just take the freeze spray and just spray across there any kind of way. You want to look at their hairline and you want to use your fingers in the spray and do it directly as their hairline is. If you notice in my videos, I always spray according to each client's hairline or either I would make a hairline for them. So either way it goes, you want to make sure however you spray this cap down, you need to understand that that's what we're going to follow when it's time to glue. So don't just spray this hairline any kind of way. You want to spray it exactly the way you want your wig hairline to look. Because I like to use my cap as a foundation and as a guide for when it's time to lay my wig. So make sure you spray this according to how you want your wig hairline to be. I hope you guys understand what I mean. And after we spray it, we're just going to blow dry on high heat until it's fully dry. Now we're taking our makeup that closest matches to her skin so that we can tint this cap. I'm using the Ruby Kisses Level 12, the darkest shade in the palette. I prefer to use cream foundations or to use powder foundations. Liquid foundations are a little bit too liquidy for me, and I feel like they end up lifting your lace in the end. So I really prefer you just use Ruby Kisses. Ruby Kisses is like the sugar honey iced tea for getting your cap to match your skin. It comes in so many different shades, so many different like palettes. So I would just honestly recommend Ruby Kisses. Like, it's the sugar honey iced tea, and you just want to put that makeup everywhere the lace will be shown. So now we're about to cut off all the excess cap. Try to cut as closely as you can. Do not cut your client. Do not cut their ear. Cut slowly if you have to. Just try to cut as close as you possibly can. You can also use the eyebrow razor for this, but I don't trust myself that much because this is a little bit too close to the skin. So I just like to use my shears to cut the cap off. And if you have any little pieces, like, because you want this as flat as possible, if you have any little pieces sticking up, you can take some more freeze spray and you'll blow dry really quickly, and you can mold that down with some pressure because you don't want any parts lifted up. You want this as flat as possible. A good cap foundation will give you a good lace wig installation. Always remember that. Your steps beforehand determines the outcome in the end. So do everything to the best of your ability. Everything. So now we're going to clean and protect the skin. First, what I'm going to do is clean her skin with 91% alcohol. I recommend 91% alcohol or 99% alcohol. It's just going to clean the skin the most. But if your skin is really sensitive or if you are allergic to alcohol, like my cousin is, Sea Breeze Antiseptic is very good as well. And that's actually better on the skin because alcohol is very drying. But I personally like to use it because it helps the glue stick better. But Sea Breeze is also perfect as well. So after you clean it, you want to blow dry it just to make sure that cap isn't coming up, and two, just to make sure all the alcohol is gone. And then you'll go back in and do that same process with the Skin Protect. And you must use the Skin Protect before you put any glue on your skin, no matter what glue it is, boho, ghost bond, any type of glue in the world. You must use the Skin Protector, guys, because your skin is going to be covered up with this lace for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, and you want to protect your skin as well. You're not trying to have no bumps when you take this wig off. You're not trying to have no redness. You got to protect your hair and your skin, you all. This is so serious. So now here's this pretty wig after I have plucked it and hot combed and bleached the knots. I love kinky curly hair, y'all. It's like my favorite texture. I just love any type of curly hair. And ISEE Hair has some bomb kinky curly hair. If you notice, it's not my first time showcasing their kinky curly on my channel. So now that same shade of makeup we put on the cap, we're going to put on that wig. You're going to put it on the underside, and you're going to also put it on top. Make sure you put it across the entire frontal. That way, however you part or style your hair, it will look skin-like. And after you apply that makeup, you are going to freeze spray and blow dry that just to make sure it's not oily or creamy and it won't get in the way of adhering this lace to the skin. Now, once that is dry, you're going to position the wig on your client's head. You're basically just getting it in position, you know, trying to see how the hairline is looking, where you want to place it, where you want to glue it, all that good stuff. And now what we're going to do is just cut out our ear tabs. I wish I could have showed y'all this at a better angle, but I couldn't because, yeah, working from home. So sorry about that, y'all. But, you know, just make a part around the ear and just cut that part. And I promise you, you can't go wrong. You just see where your ear is, make a part around your ear and cut it off. It's just that simple. After we cut those ear tabs off, we're going to proceed to sew this wig down. Sewing the wig down is optional, but sewing the wig down gives you the ultimate security. But you can also just use the combs and the adjustable strap in the back. I personally don't use the combs that come like on the sides and in the middle of the wig because those are uncomfortable and they pull at your hair and cause breakage. But I would use the comb in the back if the client doesn't want it sewed down. But honey, my clients let me do whatever, so I'm gonna sew that wig down because you know they be doing a whole lot of stuff, and you just want that wig to be secured at all costs. Now you're going to peel that wig back and we're going to start gluing. Y'all already know the glue I use is Boho Active. Hands down, my favorite glue. Y'all already know this. And like I said, with that cap molding process in the beginning, that is your foundation for how you should lay your glue. You're going to follow that exact shape, but you're going to dot it in front of the cap because you're actually going to put the glue on the skin and you're just going to drag it back onto the cap. If you just put the glue on the actual cap, it's not going to last. You got to get some of the glue on the skin if you want this wig to last, because if you just put it on the cap, if you sweat and that cap loosens, then your glue going to start loosening. Just a whole bad experience. So you must put some glue on the skin. You have to. Once you dot it across that hairline, smooth it back with your popsicle stick or your comb, whatever you want to use. You can also use your finger, but I try not to use my finger on the glue, just personal preference. And you must let each layer dry clear before you add another layer. Don't blow dry it. Don't do nothing. You need to let this air dry and work on its own. We're going to use 4 layers today. You can use however many layers you want to use. You can use 5, you can use 6. But I feel like 4 is just the perfect number. It just gives the best hold. Once that 4th layer is dry, soon as it is dry, you need to lay that lace down. Boho Active plays no games. Once it turns clear, it is ready to work. If you wait too long, the glue will dry out and then your lace will not last. You will think it's secured down, but then it'll start lifting. So once that glue turns clear, you need to be laying that lace directly down. This ain't no waiting game. Once it turns clear, lay the lace down. Okay? Lay the lace down. Once you lay that lace down, you're going to take your blow dryer on cool, or you can use warm or high. It doesn't matter. And you're just going to start trying to melt that lace in, getting it all secured and whatnot. And after that, we're going to tie it down with our elastic band. The elastic band is your best friend. The elastic band is your best friend. The elastic band is going to melt that lace. It's going to give you the most flawless results. You're going to be so excited. You're going to be like, girl, I learned how to melt my lace. Jordan taught me. Like, get you an elastic band. You can get them on Amazon. That's pretty much the only place you're going to be able to get them at now due to COVID-19 because the fabric stores aren't open. But Walmart should still be open. I know Walmart sells it as well. So, but yeah, y'all don't go to Walmart. Stay at home, please. Do not go to Walmart. After we let that dry for about 10 minutes, I don't have a dryer at home, so I just, got on my phone, let her sit there for 10 minutes. We're going to proceed to cut that lace off. I like to cut my lace off using an eyebrow razor because it just gives the most natural hairline cut. You can also use your shears, but if you are going to use your shears, make sure you're cutting in a zigzag motion. And as you can see, that lace is laid. It has a little bit of a light tint around the hairline, but don't worry, we gonna fix that. Just as long as that thing is secured, that's all that matters right now. So I already know she wants the middle part today, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna part her middle part, and I'm gonna use my wax stick and my hot comb to lay that part in there, just, get that out the way. And once I lay her part down, then I'm gonna separate the hairs for her baby hairs. And I just love that this is the 13x6 wig. I can make super long parts. I love a good long Kim Kardashian part. Those 13x4 wigs where the part, stops like in the dead top, like the apex of your head. I think that's what they call. My professionals correct me if I'm wrong. I don't be liking those. I like my part to go all the way to the back. So yeah, I definitely love this wig. So make sure you guys get you a Mongolian Kinky curly wig from ISEE Hair. And today we're going for that soft, fluffy baby hair look. Like I growed this, like I was born with this hair type of look. And that's just the vibes we giving today. So I am going to do a swoop across the middle of her forehead. So that hair that I separate out is going to be thinner than the hair I separate on the sides, because you don't want that too thick. If it's too thick, it gives off a tape line vibe. It just gives off that old school. Back in the 90s when they would just jelly hair down and then make a line across, it give that type of vibes, and I don't like that. So if you're going to do the middle swoop, just separate a little hair than normal. That way it doesn't look so tape line-ish, crunchy, Once we got those hairs separated, we're going to take our Sebastian Freeze spray and we're going to spray it across the entire lace. That's going to help that lace melt and blend into that skin even more. And correction, it is called Sebastian Shaper Plus hairspray. Sebastian Shaper Plus. So now I'm going in with my wax and my hot comb, and I'm just laying that hair down. I separate a piece in the back just to cover the tracks in the back, because this is a lace front wig, not a full lace wig. Once that track in the back is covered, then I go in on both sides and I just lay the hair down, on the sides of the part, just to give like a flat look. I love a flat wig, whether it's with curly hair or straight hair. I just love flatness because it just looks more natural to me. But you do whatever you prefer. Once the hair is flat, it's time to take that band off. And can I say wet lace? Because wet lace. I told y'all that band is your best friend, period. Now it's time to hot comb those hairs that you're going to use for your baby hairs, just to get them as straight as possible. And once you get them as straight as possible, you're going to cut them using your eyebrow razor. And for our middle swoop, we're going to cut that like real short, because we don't want that super long, because like I said, we're not trying to get the tape line vibes, We're trying to get that I grow this out my scalp type of vibe. So, that's what we're doing today. The angle my camera was positioned in doesn't really show how I actually swoop the baby hairs. But if you need more of a visual, go check out my 36-inch wig video that I just posted about maybe like 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, and that'll give you a better angle of how I actually do the combing motion. But you're literally just making like C shapings on the hairline, and you're just making sure that each baby hair has a separation in between it, so they don't be stacked on top of each other, because that doesn't look natural. And my favorite mousse to do the baby hairs is the Fluff Stuff Foam from Erica J. That is like crack. Like, that is the best mousse to lay your baby hairs with. You can also use Nairobi or I think Alpha G, anything that's alcohol free. But just being honest, Nairobi don't hold for crap. It don't hold the hair. But this Erica J foam is like the truth. So you need to go invest in that. It does sell out quickly, so you might want to turn on your notifications. But yeah, this stuff is like crack for your edges, like for real. Get you some Fluff Stuff foam. Now I'm taking my mega wrap strips and I'm going to tie this hair down. The first one I use is to, tie it down. But the second one is just to make sure that the baby hairs is laying flat to the skin and they are actually being laid down. So you must use 2 wrap strips. Keep that in mind. And being that I didn't have an overhead dryer, I just let her sit there for about 30 minutes. And then we're going to come back once it's fully dry. Do not take this wrap off unless the hair is fully dry. You can actually blow dry if you're in a rush. But yeah, do not take this off while it's still wet, because if you do, yeah, just gonna be a mess up. So now we're cutting that wrap off, and we're gonna show you how this foam just laid these edges. And to be honest, if you're a beginner, once you take your wrap off and you see your edges, you can honestly stop right there. I wouldn't recommend you do anything else to them, because they're honestly very presentable to wear. As you can see, once I hurry up and cut the dang on strip off. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Come on now. Stop playing. Stop playing with me, okay? Do you see that? You could just stop right there. You done. But of course, I had to go back in and, make them a little bit softer, a little bit more fluffier. But like I said, if you're a beginner, honestly, stop right there. You're good. Don't do nothing extra, because I don't want you to mess up anything. But I just took my Cheats with Confusion. I'm going to hot comb the hair back just to get rid of that cast that the mousse may have left. And I'm going to make them fluffier off camera. But like I said, if you want to see how I do that more detail, go click on my 36-inch wig video I did a few weeks ago, and it'll show you a better angle. Come through edges. Now, the lace on her left side, her left, but on the screen on the right side, it's still a little bit light. So we just gonna tie that down to make sure that it's laying as flat as possible on that skin, so it looks, as flawless as possible. And also, while this band is on her head, we're gonna go ahead and get that part together, because as you can see, that part looks a hot mess. I cannot let my client go out the door looking like that. So once I finally take forever to get that band on, I'm going to start plucking that part just to make sure it's as straight as possible. And then I'm going to go in with my black spray and my comb, and we're going to put that part on Moses, honey, like Moses part in the Red Sea, okay? That part is going to be straight, okay, in line. That part is in line. And these edges is laid, honey. Like, oh, give me this hair. And I went ahead and did her makeup off camera because my makeup artist, she had to take a break this week, which is perfectly fine. You know, honey, do you still a girl? So yeah, honey, I try to do a little something off camera. You know, I ain't no makeup artist or nothing, but I feel like I can do a little something, a little shiggamajig, you know. Comment below how I did, you know. I ain't finna make no tutorials though, because like I said, I ain't no makeup artist. I do stuff the little ratchet way, you know. I get the job done. Anyway, back to this bomb wig install. So now what I'm doing to define her curls, I just got some regular water in a spray bottle, nothing fancy. You're gonna drench the hair completely wet. You're gonna brush it out thoroughly. Make sure when you're defining your curls, anytime that you brush the hair thoroughly, you don't want to just put water and product on your hair and never brush it, because it's gonna end up being tangled and matted. And once it gets to a point to where you've done that for forever, it's gonna be very hard to comb it out. And please don't come to me thinking I'm gonna comb it out, because I'm not. So yeah, please comb your hair out every time you try to define your curls, because it is an absolute necessity. And you need to comb underneath your hair as well, because that back is easily noted to get tangled. So once you fully comb their hair out with the water, we're gonna take our noodle head. Girl, noodle head is like crack for curly hair. And we're just going to take that and generously pump it. And we're going to put that all over the curls. And it's just going to make them juicy, make them shine, make them define. And once you put that on the hair, leave your hair alone. And this is the side without product, and this is the side with product. Don't you see the difference? And now we are done. Those curls are super defined. Those edges are laid. And this is a bomb wig install. And I know y'all wig installs at home are going to be bomb too. I thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, this is the ISEE Hair Mongolian Kinky Curly 26-inch wig. This is the 13x6 medium brown lace. I hope you guys enjoyed this super detailed lace wig install. And I know you guys wig installs at home are going to be so litty. Make sure you turn on your notification bell, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.